Greetings, fellow YouTubers. Irv Lindsay here. For those one or two of you following my garden, I want to do an update. I'm going to be honest, this is mostly for me, so I can go back and look at this next year. If you'll remember from earlier in the year, the early season winners for plants that started growing really well early on was that cucamelon plant right there. Not this one. This one was a very slow grower. The watermelon absolutely took over the garden, and that cucamelon really took off, the one that looks like a teepee. Then as time went on, this huge, ginormous, this thing is huge. I mean, in comparison, there's my foot. I mean, you can see this thing is, that's at least probably 4 foot long if you were to straighten it out. Now it kind of goes up and down like that. I thought it was done, but there's another squash down there buried underneath. It's now intruding upon the lawn. That's unexpected. This was a mid-season winner. It outgrew everything else. Once the weather started getting hot, this and the cucumbers took off. The cucumbers are pretty much dying. They don't like the cold. They're also being attacked by some bugs. And yeah, we've had some pretty cool nights here. We've had lows down in the upper 40s. Pretty sure that this particular type of cucumber doesn't like that. So I just cut the last cucumber off of it. Then I had a surprise when this plant here, which is in a 5-gallon bucket, it was dying, and I had evicted it to the porch, which is the dead space for old plants and pots that don't grow. And I made a pact with it. I said, look, if you will get better, I will make sure that you have plenty of space to grow in. And I put it in this pot, and it has done so well. So well, in fact, now this is not a Bradley. Those are Bradleys. This mess over here I'll talk about in a minute. This one is an early girl, and they do very well in this area. They do very well just above freezing, as long as you don't freeze them, and they do very well in the heat. This is a very excellent species. It's a hybrid though. It's not an heirloom. So well that I have propagated it, and I have 2 more tomato plants over here, and these will have tomatoes before the frost sets in later this year. And, you know, if it's not a heavy frost, I may just put some 55-gallon drum liners over these and, you know, see if I can't save them till after Thanksgiving. That's what I did a year before. All right, so now the late season winners of the growth are definitely those tomatoes over there. I'll talk about those in a minute. This cherry tomato plant would be an excellent choice for anybody wanting to grow container gardening. I believe it's called a sweetie. It's supposed to be heirloom, but my source that I bought them from online was very non-specific. All I know is it grows, and it grows fantastic. So much so that I have propagated it recently into this over here. Now, you'll remember my potatoes were here. I have already harvested those. I'm trying to think about how I'm going to grow more potatoes next year. This is my first year, guys. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing, how I'm going to do it, and all that jazz. This is a mini bell pepper plant. But I love these mini bell peppers. They're just right for our family because we don't use a lot of bell peppers. I can pick them, chop them up, and use them sparingly. I don't have to worry about an entire garden full of bell peppers that I'm not going to use. Now, these are my 2 late season growers that are big surprises that are taking over. These nasturtiums. Wow, look at these big, huge nasturtium leaves. These are at least 3 inches across. Let me find my hand here. They're huge. Once again, there's my foot. There's the nasturtiums. Isn't that crazy, guys? They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love the color of them. They're just gorgeous. But the absolute winner of this whole mess are the tomatoes. So my big mistake was to try to use bamboo instead of 1x2 stakes. Next year, I'm just going to use cages like I'm doing over there. The cages work wonderfully. Bamboo stakes, not so much. Maybe for early season. But yeah. The watermelon vines are being attacked by powdery mildew because they are in a wet space. It's wet all the time. But the tomatoes, oh my gosh, guys, look. These tomatoes are planted way over there. I've been trimming back the foliage because you don't need foliage to grow tomatoes. As a matter of fact, your plants will put resources into the foliage that it doesn't need. So I've been trimming back my tomatoes just mainly out of self-defense because they're just taking everything over. They're planted way over there. They go up in the air, I don't know, about 3 feet maybe, and then they come this way. And they come at least 3.5 feet this way, and that one goes all the way there. I'm wondering if they didn't put down some roots in the middle where they touch the ground. And this is a whole nother plant over here, and it's also taking over. This is crazy, guys, absolutely crazy. So I'm going to do some trimming. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I've gotten a lot of, I have a seed squash upstairs that I'm going to document the de-seeding of. But check out today's harvest. It included a couple of green tomatoes off of a broken plant that couldn't handle the pressure from the other plants. It was a casualty, but that's okay. Those will ripen nicely. I love this. Bradley tomato is an excellent variety, very good taste. Thanks for watching, guys. Main channel page, youtube.com/IrvTV. I'm on Facebook.com/IrvLindsay. I'm on Twitter, I'm Irv Lindsay. On Instagram, I'm IrvTV. Thanks for watching. Appreciate everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. Keep fighting a good fight, and I'll see you in the next video.